been almost 2 years since Gran Turismo 7 was announced as an upcoming release for the PS5 and PS4, and the time has finally come, with the game finally being released to the masses who have been anxiously awaiting the game's release. GT7 pays homage to the franchise's past with the return of GT's simulation mode and other classic features like classic racing tracks, championships, special events, driving school, tuning parts shop, new and used cars, GT Auto, along with GT Sport and Brand Central modes that were introduced in Gran Turismo Sport. But this isn't your dad's Gran Turismo, as GT7 mixes the old with the new, adding exclusive new features including much improved graphics, a refreshed single-player campaign, ray tracing, reduced loading times, and haptic feedback with the PS5's DualSense controller. So is Gran Turismo 7 worth the wait? Watch this episode of SGS to find out, and make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Racing in GT7 is a rewarding experience, as it offers one of the most accurate racing sim experiences today. The game emphasizes every car's unique feel behind the wheel. Whether you're driving a Honda Fit, a souped-up Toyota Supra, or a Nissan Fairlady, each car handles, brakes, shifts, and accelerates much as you would expect them to in real life. If you're playing on the PS5, the DualSense wireless controller offers a unique experience in GT7. The controller's haptic feedback is integrated flawlessly here. Resistance is felt in the triggers as you brake and change gears, bumps on the track, spin-outs, and even the sweeps of your car's windshield wipers are felt by the DualSense's vibration, adding an additional sense of immersion in each and every race. GT7 supports a wide variety of control options too. You can choose the default analog stick controls for steering, use one of the many supported racing wheels if you own one, or use the DualSense motion controls, tilting the controller left and right to steer. It surprisingly works well, to the point where it's a genuine alternative to analog controls and a more cost-effective option if you don't own a racing wheel. Now, with other racing sims, many gamers tend to focus on upgrading a handful of vehicles, but GT7 uses race requirements to encourage you to try a huge variety of different cars. Not only does this mean you'll have plenty of cars to play with, you're also incentivized to drive as many different cars as possible to better facilitate any given race's entry requirements. One race could limit you to a specific make or model, while another race may require a specific PP threshold, which is a general measurement of how performant your car is. The higher the number, the better. PP can be increased or decreased via the tuning shop, a place you'll frequently go to throughout your solo racing career to upgrade your cars via GT7's credit currency system. Buying new parts does become costly, as you're eventually required to meet higher PP thresholds, but it hasn't been an issue for me thus far, but can be as you try to use credits to acquire high-end cars, which I'll get into later in this review. Many PS5 sports games don't have the massive visual upgrade you would expect. Madden and MLB The Show are perfect examples. Fortunately, the same can't be said for Gran Turismo 7. GT7 is one of the most visually pleasing games on the PS5. Tracks and vehicles, for the most part, look almost photorealistic, and environmental features like track markings and background scenery are more detailed than ever. The power of the PS5 also allows for an additional ray tracing mode, and besides its reduced frame rates, I've found no downsides to enabling it. Ray tracing is only enabled during replays and pre-post race segments, but doing so adds more realistic reflections to cars, puddles, and other light sources within the environment. Dynamic weather conditions and day-night cycles also add realism and unpredictability to every race. The weather transitions occur over the course of a single race, and certain weather conditions can dramatically affect how your car handles. Rain, for example, has an effect on your car's handling unless your car is equipped with a set of tires to handle wet roads. Additionally, each and every car features a unique cockpit view, which each rendered accurately to its real-world counterpart. There's an insane amount of detail here, from the shape of the steering wheel, the car's dashboard, odometer, wipers, and windshield. The dash is also reflected in the windshield in certain lighting conditions, which is also a nice touch. I found myself switching to cockpit mode every time I got a new car just to see how the car looked inside. Performance is also a huge plus in GT7, as the game manages to hold a solid 60 frames per second most of the time. I did notice some occasional dips during online play, but nothing that came close to ruining the online racing experience. Upon booting up Gran Turismo 7 for the first time, one of the first things you'll see is its map-like main menu. It's set up like a countryside resort dotted with various locations, and these locales are where you'll access all of GT7's content. Tying it all together is the Cafe, one of GT7's new features for solo racers. The Cafe provides you with menu books that feature a number of objectives. Most of these will involve collecting a trio of cars from a particular set, like Euro hatches or a Japanese car collection. You earn these cars by winning races and then turn them in at the Cafe to complete the set. The Cafe's menu books are a subtle tutorial directing you to the different styles of races and cars, making it a great learning tool for those who are new to the series. The Cafe is also a way to give you a brief history of the cars you collect, and it's an excellent way to not only present info on each car you get, but also a good way to incentivize gamers to fill their garage with all kinds of makes and models. As you complete menu books early on, you'll gradually unlock the rest of the modes GT7 has to offer, and there's more than enough to keep you busy for the long haul. The notorious difficult License Center makes a return in GT7. Newbies and veterans of the franchise will have their work cut out for them, as requirements for earning gold trophies on each objective aren't easy. Still, it's a great place to learn both the fundamentals and the intricacies of driving in GT7, and the extra rewards for earning gold trophies could keep you coming back to shave milliseconds off your times. Avid car collectors can also visit the used car dealership, Brand Central, and Legendary Cars to buy new vehicles with credits you earn while racing. And with well over 400 cars to collect, GT7 is a car lover's dream. One gripe I do have with the game is the fact that many of the exotic cars come with a hefty price tag, essentially forcing you to pay upwards of $40 in real-life currency to buy a single car in some cases. Add to this the credits required to customize and maintain these cars, and things can get expensive quick. Scapes mode allows you to take detailed photos of all your rides using various backdrops across the world. The editor is super deep with preset filters, the ability to adjust lighting, aperture, among other options. You can also share your edited photos with the GT community online as well. Now, outside of the main menu, you'll find the all-new Music Rally mode, which is essentially a set of courses that test you to drive as far as possible before the end of a music track. There's a handful of these at launch. It's a decent distraction if you're looking for another set of gold trophies to get, but it's one of the few modes I've found to be underwhelming. Gran Turismo 7 is a racing sim with a plethora of modes and a huge number of cars to collect. Despite the concerns I have with the game's currency system when it comes to buying high-end cars, the amount of single-player and multiplayer content makes GT7 a must-buy for any PS5 owner, and the game's accessibility makes it so that both newcomers and hardcore fans can hit the track with the utmost confidence. Well, that's a wrap on this episode of Sports Gamer Show. Make sure to like this video, leave your comments on the video as well, and make sure to follow me on my social channels and add me on Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network.